Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. This single sentence, posted on January 4th, 2012, to the infamous X board on 4chan, marked the beginning of the Internet's most elaborate and enduring mystery. It appeared alongside a stark black-and-white image of a cicada. This wasn't just another Internet hoax. It was an invitation, a challenge, and the start of a digital legend known as Cicada 3301. For years, the world's best codebreakers, hackers, and amateur sleuths have tried to crack its code. But the real questions are, what happened to those who actually solved it? And who was behind this global search for a supposed secret society? Today, we're not just going to look at the puzzle. We're going to dive deep into the enigma, the theories, and the chilling silence that followed. The first step seemed simple enough. Hidden within that initial image, using a technique called steganography, was a message. Decrypting it revealed a URL, but this wasn't a straightforward scavenger hunt. The website at that URL led to another image, which in turn contained a block of encrypted text signed with a PGP key. For those unfamiliar, PGP, or Pretty Good Privacy, is a serious encryption program. Its use here was a clear signal. This was created by people who understood cryptography and digital security on a professional level. The message was authentic and couldn't be faked. From there, the puzzle exploded in complexity, demanding knowledge of everything from obscure Anglo-Saxon runes to the cyberpunk novel Agrippa, A Book of the Dead, by William Gibson. To even participate, you needed specialized tools. Solvers had to use the Tor browser, also known as the Onion router, to access hidden parts of the dark web. And they needed to understand PGP verification to ensure they were following the genuine trail. This wasn't a game for amateurs. The creators were looking for a very specific type of mind, one that was not only brilliant, but also deeply versed in the culture of cryptography and digital freedom. The rabbit hole was getting deeper, but no one could have predicted where it would lead next. Just when the world's brightest minds thought they had a handle on the digital puzzle, Cicada 3301 did something extraordinary. It jumped out of the screen and into the real world. The puzzles began spitting out GPS coordinates, leading solvers on a global scavenger hunt. Suddenly, this was no longer just about code. It was about action. Posters bearing the now iconic Cicada logo and a QR code started appearing in cities across the globe. We're talking about a massive geographical spread from Seattle to Warsaw, Dallas to Sydney, and Paris to Seoul. These weren't hidden in back alleys. They were placed in plain sight, taped to telephone poles and street signs. The QR codes led to the next phase of the puzzle, but finding them required a global, collaborative effort. On platforms like Reddit and IRC channels, a community of solvers formed, a sort of hive mind working around the clock. Someone in Poland would find a poster, take a picture, and upload it for someone in California to analyze. It was a beautiful form of analog anarchy. One of the few people known to have successfully completed this stage, a programmer named Marcus Warner, described the feeling of strangers across the world uniting for a common, mysterious purpose. The stakes were raised. This wasn't just a test of intelligence anymore. It was a test of logistics, collaboration, and a willingness to step into the unknown. For the handful of individuals who made it through the global scavenger hunt, the journey was far from over. They were directed to a private, hidden service on the Tor network, an exclusive members-only digital sanctum. Here, they were greeted not with congratulations, but with more tests. This time, however, the questions were different. They weren't about code. They were about philosophy, morality, and ideology. This is where the solving community was fractured. Most who reached this stage were either rejected outright or simply never heard back. The door to the inner circle had slammed shut. Those who were selected were given access to the most significant artifact of the entire hunt, a text known as the Liber Primus, or First Book, Written almost entirely in undeciphered runes, the Liber Primus is a dense, philosophical manuscript. To this day, only about 20 of its pages have been successfully translated. It speaks of concepts like digital consciousness, the tyranny of information control, and the nature of reality itself. The final stage for the chosen few was to write a thesis based on these ideas, proving that their beliefs aligned with the creators. It became clear that Cicada 3301 wasn't just looking for smart people. They were looking for followers. They were filtering for a shared ideology centered on information freedom, privacy, and decentralization. The final prize wasn't money or fame. It was entry into a group that held these ideals as sacred. So, who is Cicada 3301? This is the question that has fueled countless theories, ranging from the plausible to the outright bizarre. The most common theory is that it's a recruitment tool for an intelligence agency like the NSA, CIA, or MI6. The global scale, the focus on high-level cryptography, and the need for security clearance all fit the profile of a government spy agency looking for the next generation of codebreakers. But the counter-argument is strong. Why would an agency use such a public, chaotic method when they have established traditional ways to recruit? Another popular theory points to a sophisticated hacker group, perhaps a collective of cypherpunks or crypto-anarchists. The puzzle's heavy emphasis on privacy tools like Tor and PGP and its philosophical leanings towards information freedom suggest a group aiming to build something like a decentralized bank or an impenetrable communication network, free from government oversight. But then there's the darkest, most unsettling theory, that Cicada 3301 is a digital cult. The strange, runic text of the Liber Primus, the intense focus on philosophical purity, and the demand for ideological alignment all point to a group more interested in esoteric belief and recruitment than just technical skill. Ultimately, the motivation for their secrecy might be the point itself. They are searching for individuals who share their core belief that information must be free and private, and that true power lies in anonymity. After the intense puzzles of 2012, Cicada 3301 returned in January 2013, and again in 2014. Each new iteration was more complex, more difficult, and more philosophically demanding than the last. It seemed like an annual tradition was taking shape, and then silence. Since a final cryptic message in early 2015, the original Cicada 3301 has gone completely dark. There have been numerous hoaxes and copycats, but the PGP signature that authenticated the real puzzles has never appeared again. The trail has gone cold. This silence is perhaps the most fascinating part of the entire legacy. Why has no one, not a single creator or successful solver, ever come forward to claim credit or expose the group? In an age of digital fame and ego, the complete anonymity is staggering. It strongly suggests that those who are accepted are now part of something they believe in, something that must remain hidden. The mystery of Cicada 3301 isn't just about unsolved codes. It's a modern myth about secrecy, ideology, and the search for like-minded individuals in a vast digital world. It leaves us with a lingering, provocative question. If you cracked the code and were offered a place in the inner circle, would you tell the world, or would you join them in silence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy diving into mysteries like this, make sure to subscribe for more.